How you doing? It's BS Discover channel. How you doing? It's me. I'm here. I'm myself. This is my BS Discover channel. How you doing on YouTube? I just want to say it's been a minute. It's been a minute of unity. It's been a minute of growth. It's been a minute of cheerful cheer. It's been a minute. Chosen one, enjoy your minute. Know when the minute's for you. Know when you're in the moment of a minute. Because it just takes a minute for things to change from one situation to another. But I just want to give you a clear understanding when I say it takes a minute for a change. It takes a minute for you to move from backwards to forward or forwards to backward. It takes a minute. It takes a minute for change. It takes a minute for you just to know that within that minute you are able to grow. That's the opportunity that most people make. Regardless of what we may go through, regardless of what we may have, regardless of what we may have and not have and have again, let's know that it is within the minute that you are given the opportunity to grow. But are you going to accept that minute? Are you going to accept that opportunity for growth? Are you going to accept the understanding to know that you are at that growth, and yet at that minute, if you don't make that certain change, that certain decision, guess what? That minute can be robbed. Just like sometimes you're just places and you're just doing things and you're just moving and you just, you know what, give me a second, I gotta go get this. And as you go get what you need to get to close the deal, it takes that minute, that second, that if you don't make the right decision, know that even if you should not make it in time, know that it takes a minute for you to go back and change things to the way you want. But it takes a minute because a minute, it has to be something that's fought. I don't know, there's a forceful fight that you're doing. I don't know the extent of how you going as your chosen level. I don't know the extent of where you may be today or tomorrow, but I do know for that minute you have to live. You have to be alive. When I say alive, that means you have to make a decision, whether it's right or wrong, because not everybody makes the perfect decision. There's no perfect decision. There's no perfect person. You're going to make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. The chosen one makes mistakes. We make mistakes only because out of the mistakes, there are a learning process. And within that learning process, there's a minute for you to take it in or a minute for you to lose the whole understanding. But it is the chosen one who's going to always succeed because we're not going to give up within the minute. That means it took a minute for me to decide that I wanted to do this. But yet, within the days and the changes and the things that accumulated around whatever situation was going on, I had to go back within that minute and decide, will this be best for me if I make this decision? Or sometimes it looks like when your haters and your enemies are around you, they learn to perform. And in this performance, you could lose yourself if you have a whole congregated people against you with them, if it's just you by yourself. But it doesn't mean within that minute you are unstoppable. It does not mean that. At some given point, they're going to see that chosen vision, that chosen thing that let them know this one, there's something different about this one. Regardless of what I do, how I do it, when I do it, where I do it, this one right here has given us the opportunity of understanding that this person is not giving up within the minute, within the moment, within the second, but most importantly, within that minute, that 60 seconds of decision it takes. Just like when buying a car, you decide what car you want, how you want the car to be, how fast you want the car to be, or you may decide I don't want the same car I had last year. I want a different car. I don't want an American car. I want a foreign car. Or I don't want a foreign car. I want an American car. The choice is yours. But within that minute, a decision had to be made. And yet the enemy often would try to hold you back from thinking that you can obviously go forward in the thought process and knowing that within that minute, that thought process, I can actually receive the things that I want to receive, regardless of how things may look bad. But yet, people be like, oh, you're in a bad place or in a bad mess. No, nobody's in a bad place or in a bad mess. It depends on the fight. It depends on the people that are around, the people that will exceed beyond the measures that you are trying to perform at that moment within that minute. Because regardless of what you do, you're doing something, but somebody's going to exceed what you're doing, but you're trying to get to that level before they exceed, and then you may fall short or you may not. It depends whether you need to go with them, need to learn from them, or just through observation. A lot of people have made the right decision within the moment. Now I ask you, within your moment, regardless of what's going on around you, regardless of somebody telling you you're not able to, oh, we're going to take this from you, we're going to take that from you. Within that minute, what is your choice as a chosen one? Are you giving up or you're not? Because the chosen one is never, ever going to lose out on the moment or the minute of understanding that, guess what, regardless of what I'm going through within this minute, this decision will be, and this decision will stand, and I will make my decision stand, because all the things that I've wanted to do, that I need to do, I am able to do, is combated by the things that are conquered, by the things that are around me. Whether you receive it or not, you still have that minute and that moment to know that it is you, chosen one, that cannot and will not give in into the minute of understanding, that you can fluctuate yourself when others want to see you because they don't know you. And as a chosen one, when you're on a path, and the path is the path that you know that is chosen for you to be, for you to receive the things that you want to receive, everybody doesn't receive it the same within a minute. A minute a person wins scratch off. The yell, the scream is not the same. Everybody has something different to give. So in that minute, chosen, do not give up, because within that minute, you are chosen to make a quick decision on what's best for you. And what's best for you, most of all, is staying focused and knowing that through all that decision, always remember, you got to take a minute of understanding. Until next time, that minute is important. That's why I definitely had to make this video. Because people think it takes 20 minutes to think of something. It just takes a minute to make a quick decision, write it down. If you have to go back to it, go back to it. But I tell you one thing, 2023 left us. We're in 2-3 months. And trust me, things are not the same as it was. Because within that minute, I knew that I had to make some decisions. Whether you have the luxury or you not, or you have the luxury of having and you lose it, no, within a minute you can get it. But the inspiration is to keep it. But nowadays, because of the enemy trying to prove I can keep this good person down, because the enemy, that's the forte nowadays. But because you are right, and the chosen things around you are right, and you chose to be right, everything that you touch shall be right within the minute. And I will tell you one thing. Before I achieved, others achieved before me. But I had to go solo so I can recognize that that minute was more for me than it was for all those others who was around me, to see that it is a minute it takes for us to make a decision to do what we want to do, how we're going to do it, where we're going to do it, and why we're going to do it. But we're going to make that decision within a minute. Until next time.